Admiral's Log, April 13th, 1929. We're taking a bold step to strengthen our front line against the Germans. In a move born out of necessity, I've ordered a rapid overhaul of our scout cruisers from 1900. These old ships, once sidelined, are about to get a new lease on life. We've been working around the clock, refitting them extensively. It's been a quick job, but the teams have done wonders. These cruisers weren't built for the kind of warfare we're in now, but we've upgraded them best we can. We've beefed up their armament, improved their engines, and reinforced their armor. They won't be the strongest ships in our fleet, but they're fast and more capable than before. Right now, every ship counts, and these refitted cruisers give us a few more cards to play. The crews are eager, ready to prove what these old-timers can do. There's a sense of urgency, but also a kind of excitement. Bringing these ships back from the past, giving them a fighting chance, it stirred something in all of us. We're about to see these cruisers in action. It's a test, for them and for us. We need to be smart about how we use them. Hit-and-run tactics, recon missions, harassing enemy supply lines. That's where they'll shine. This war has forced us to be creative, to use every resource we have. These cruisers are a part of that. They're a symbol of our resolve, our willingness to do whatever it takes. As these ships head into battle, I can't help but feel a sense of pride. We've pulled together, made the most of what we have, and now we're ready to take the fight to the enemy once more. It's time to see what these old ships, reborn through sheer determination and skill, can do.
Hey guys, still here. Welcome to episode 31. Today we're going to be testing the revised light cruisers. These cruisers, many of which have been around for 29 years. However, these times have changed. These cruisers have been overhauled significantly. They are still doing 29 knots, but they're now packing modernized 4-inch guns and a lot of torpedo launchers. Their quarry today is going to be the heavy cruiser as well as 2 DDs. I have no illusions whatsoever that they'll be able to catch the DDs, considering these guys do almost 39 knots. The heavy cruiser does 31. So that too should be, well, a challenge, shall we say, to catch that. As for my ability to lob torpedoes at the target, yep, I can do that. Will those torpedoes hit the target? Rather doubt that. I found that the enemy has sonar 3, so the most advanced sonar in the game. And with that, these torpedoes are fairly unlikely to leave any kind of effect on the enemy, except for forcing them to change their course. So this is the newly modernized scout cruiser Vulga. Scout class, and these 4-inch guns are mostly going to be spitting out high explosive. Lots and lots and lots of it, because every 5 seconds they can fire a projectile. Now with 5 turrets, most concentrated on the stern, I'm going to have to go broadside quite a bit in order to make these guys work. Something that they might not be very good at right now is spotting a target. Because they don't have radar, nor do they have upgraded towers. So, holy moly, that's not a good start. They don't have upgraded towers, so their ability to spot things, like tower spotting stats, really pretty bad. That first hit, really, like one hit and it detonated a torpedo aboard the Volga, causing, holy shit, all of her underwater torpedo launchers to get demolished. Well, isn't that nice? No, it really isn't. So, hold on, that one shot blew up 20 torpedoes? Okay. It does make me kind of surprised that the whole ship is still here. But I think that sometimes the way that the game handles, hey, your ammunition got detonated, is a little over the top. Like, either if your ammunition, especially a torpedo, detonates, and it's an underwater torpedo launcher, right? So it's not one of those deck launchers. It's an underwater torpedo launcher. If that thing detonates, or there goes another one. Arguably, you'd go, okay, if then one of them goes, we're going to have a very sizable hole in the ship. Apparently, right now, that is not a problem. Yes, they've taken some flooding. Yes, they've taken about, what, 10% structural integrity damage? No, 8. Exactly 8 in both of these cases. But that's it. That's all the damage that they've taken. I can fire out to what? 8? 7, 8. Oof. And there's 2 DDs around somewhere. Yeah, they might be scout cruisers, and they were probably very good at job back in the day. Oh boy. But nowadays, we are looking at a very different situation on the high seas. This is going to be very close. Definitely the cruiser and one or several destroyers going up against me here. All launching their torpedoes at me. Oh, Kerk, you better get going. Go, 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 go. Yeah, we're good. And it's a dud. Wow, she did get hit, but it's only a dud. Could have been way worse. Now, if you'd like to open fire, I would be very grateful. There we go. Jeez, these DDs are so close. At this point, my own smoke screen's working against me, simply because with the smoke screen, I can't see very much either. Wow, that's one whole torpedo. Okay, we're gonna swap our target. Take shots at the destroyer. Come on. Bring the 4s around. We need to get at least some target destroyed here. If these guys want to save any kind of face. Oh, there's another torpedo set from the CA. It's torpedo soup today. Oh boy. At this point, I have a serious suspicion that we'll lose all the cruisers. I thought these 4-inch cruisers were going to be pretty effective, but not if you got a heavy cruiser that's spamming 12 9.6s at you. And this is like the perfect weapon to use against these light cruisers, because they can definitely not take a hit, and their armor has already been maxed out. Okay, there goes the rest of the torpedo launchers. Come on. Do something. Kill the DD, it's right there. Oh, we're pumping out shells. We're getting a partial pen. These DDs are so fast. That's something I don't quite understand about these DDs either, because they're so fast, yet not terribly expensive. When I build a DD, I'm looking at, what was it last time? $80 million for a destroyer? And the more you pump the speed, the more expensive your light cruiser, your heavy cruiser, your destroyer, whatever it is, becomes. Because it means you're going to have to be spending a lot more on a very expensive engine. A powerful engine in order to propel the ship at such speeds. So how exactly the AI is managing to keep these ships affordable, that's something I really want to study. But, you know, that kind of requires being able to find one of them. What if we all disengage? Maybe save these ships for another engagement. Because they might not be very useful in a gun roll, but who knows? Maybe in a torpedo roll they can still pose some threat to the enemy. First display, however... yeah, not very good. Not very good. Let's see. 37 million, and it does 38 knots. It's not extremely big at 1,668 tons, but it's very comparable. It does not have a ton of guns. It does have a lot of torpedo launchers, and it has mine hunter kits. It does not have mine deployment kits. Maybe that's the difference. I'm not sure how they keep these things so cheap. It's a compliment to the German designers, I guess. A little while later, I am working on an invasion over here in the West Africa area. I'm trying to invade Gabon. Now, the Germans don't seem to really appreciate that effort, and the Synop, Apostel Piotr Europa Perm Standard, Durtsky, and the something else are getting met by a substantial cruiser force. Now, most of these guys are sporting a torpedo launcher of some variety. Especially, of course, these DDs. And these are the speedboat DDs, which are even worse than the counterparts we've just faced. So the 38 knot is replaced by the 40 knot cruiser, 40 knot destroyer here. We got a 34 knot with 12 torpedo launchers and mines. This is going to be, I think, a retreating battle, just to buy enough time in order to get as many of these incoming ships killed off as possible. And hopefully, with a couple of stray shots, we can take out these DDs, because hitting something that fast, at range, while going potentially through not great weather, is going to be a challenge. Now, my ships have already taken damage, and this has to do with the fact that they have been attacked every now and then by submarines. Fortunately, no critical damage, and the ships, while a little scratched and bruised, are still perfectly combat capable. Yes, some of their turrets have taken damage, but it's not something that I really consider to be too bad of a problem. Now, I'm going to go with 2 separate divisions here. Normally I place them all into one big formation, but considering that the enemy is going to have torpedoes everywhere, I'm going to have these guys in 2 separate divs, going in 2 different directions, and hopefully with that be able to get a few torpedoes more dodged. If I have to rely upon, let's say, the standard ability of the AI, or potentially the lack thereof to dodge torpedoes, I don't think it's going to work out that well. My formation's just going to go all over the place, which is something I do not want to have happen. Now, I've definitely been detected, but where is this German armada of theirs? Where are they at? Found them. Engagement range, about 20 kilometers. We're going to go broadside. You guys are going to continue onwards. Maintain about southern course. And everything... I think I'm going to fire HE for now. For the simple reason that if something heavy, like an HE shell, hits a cruiser, it might still do damage. If it happens to hit a destroyer, you likely won't have a destroyer. What is that? I'll say that was a destroyer. No, that was a cruiser? Wow. Okay, so we one-shot a cruiser. Let's do that more often. That is pretty unusual. I'm also trying to lay down something that looks like a crossfire in order to potentially get shots that go into this ship to hit beyond it. And the same thing with the group that is commanded by Sinop. Of course, they're all smoking up, making it a little more tricky to actually connect my shots to their hulls. Currently targeting. Oh, we hit him. Oh, some of these have taken a lot of damage already. That's not my doing. I will gladly finish them off. Now, what's the torpedo range? We're only about 8. We got a 6.4 here. Another 6.4 there. 6.4. 8.5. More substantial and more dangerous. They're sending out a low fuel, half-dead fleet. Okay. That's actually really beneficial. It's really nice of them. Because that means a ton of victory points up for grabs. And the ability to mangle these things without having them come at me at 40 knots. So, yeah, this should be a turkey shoot. Oh, look at that. 26,000 points of damage there. Never should have come here. There goes another one. Here we have... there's CA? Wow. It used to be a CA at some point. Something sank. Another something sank. Okay, now you guys have cleared up the rear. We're going to increase speed. Try to keep up with the rest. Mop up the rest. There we go. That's another one. That's another one. Jesus, this is even worse than I expected. My light cruisers might be pretty bad, but these guys are something else. There's another. I kind of feel bad for the German fleet here. These are not bad ships. These ships, the Saxony, for example, is the same class as the ship that gave me a lot of trouble when I was fighting with my light cruisers just now. And now look at them. Not bad ships. It's like they got a really bad hand. And they should have been properly maintained. Regensburg, 162 million for a cruiser, light cruiser that is. Torpedoes, 7-inch guns. Yeah, it's not a bad design either. Lots of 7s. With, by the looks of it, pretty good fields of fire. You got torpedo launchers with good fields of fire. Yeah, I feel bad for these guys. Of course, the feeling's probably not mutual. If they would have the capability of torpedoing one of my ships, they absolutely would. Oh, Synapse falling behind Europa. Okay, that's fine. There goes another. Target the one all the way in the back. All the way over there. Anything that happens to come in front of it, good luck to you, my friend. We are running a little low on HS shells. I think my fleet has been resupplied in a long time. Because we're so far away from home. Which is exactly why I'm trying to build a new home, shall we say. Oh, we're getting within 6 kilometers. We're trying to build a new home. We're trying to get a new base. So that I can resupply my ships. And more importantly, get more income. There's, these guys are not going to get her for a while. And the Standard has added 9k damage. Nicely done. And the DD has done 150. Aww. Synop has taken about 700 damage, 800. Not too bad. Okay, auto select. I think AP shells might be more beneficial to take out the CA. So, oh boy. And that's the weak spot of the heavy cruiser class. Look at the steer. Great design. Like, that's a lot of firepower. It's also good speed. It's not terribly expensive, but it had to come at a price. And the price is armor. It has no superstructure armor. It has no belt armor. It's a glass cannon. Which is why they go down to 1 high explosive hit. That exactly is the problem with these ships. If I would armor these things up and pay, I don't know, 30, 40 million extra for that, I would definitely buy a whole lot of them. Unfortunately, I don't have access to a fairly modern cruiser hull like this yet. So while it is something I would like to get, unfortunately it's something that has not yet been researched. Okay. Got what, 3 CLs left? I wonder how quickly the Germans are going to grab the radio and go, can we please get a peace treaty? Pretty please. Because this is a lot of victory points. Look, 20k? Say 20-25k, something in that regard. Regensburg down. Wiesbaden. These things might be more heavily... Oh boy. They also got no armor. Wow. They're getting pretty close though. Wiesbaden wants to. It can definitely torpedo Europa. But if they keep looping, they won't. The torpedo launchers don't get an opportunity to actually lock onto a target. Well, I mean, not strictly lock on, but, you know, point into the direction of the target. There goes Medusa. Last one standing. 4 ships, look at that. That is battle damage. That is so far beyond what I've done to them. This ship never should have been here. Gone. Wow. So that was the slaughter off of Africa. That was extremely one-sided. Yeah, 26k. Nice. Very nice. Not so nice, to some extent, is the feeling that I'm getting a bit more into the department of it's getting a bit easy. The French battleships definitely gave me pause. The German ships look very advanced, but when it comes to their actual combat ability, they lack because of that armor. So this is something that could be a bit of a pushover phase, or at least we might be rolling into pushover territory. As for my ability to suddenly generate a whole bunch of money, I found that since ships are now so expensive, here for example, the Arkhangelsk, this is a very expensive ship. These things cost $473 million, and these things are currently being ordered by Mexico. So Mexico wants this ship. They're going to not just pay $473 million, that's the building cost, but I get about 120% profit off of this, I think. So once all is said and done, I'm going to be looking at a return of about $1,250 million or $1.2 billion. Same for these DDs. It's not that much, but hey, these things are going to be done in 2 months, which will suddenly see an influx of 90 million, probably $180 million. So selling ships, especially the ones that they order, is very, very useful. Now we have 2 invasions currently progressing, one over here in Lorengau and the other one working here, but this one does not seem that successful yet. The invasion of Libreville. And if I take Gabon, that's 3.4 billion. If I take the German New Guineas, that's 4 billion and oil. So I'm very much interested in taking both of these territories. Now, as for the German Navy, they seem to be mostly just patrolling the place. Like, they're still here every once in a while. But that large fleet with all the battleships, I haven't seen that one in a long time. Which doesn't really sadden me, I must add. I'm not exactly worried about the fact that they'll not immediately harass all my shipping. But one of these things is harassing the shipping. It's the Ostmark 1926 battlecruiser. 12.5-inch guns. Fairly slow at 22.8 knots. And we have the Admiral Scheer, which is another one of those glass cannons. I have the Rostov, which is a modernized Chasma with 14-inch guns, and the whole slew of light cruisers. And one of the newly designed destroyers, the Ruski class. This one comes with 6 torpedo launchers. So the plan? Eliminate the Scheer, close in on the Ostmark with the CLs, keep her busy with the Rostov, and torpedo that thing from every angle with the light cruisers. Here goes. A German battlecruiser. Relatively small guns, but I found not to underestimate these things. These are distinctly dangerous. And if you ignore them, they will sink half your fleet before you blink. Now, I'm going to send my light cruisers directly in front of them, and the other ones directly towards it. So we're going to have a torpedo attack from here and then attack from there, trying to get a cross-torp. Rostov, to keep her busy. Potentially causing some flooding would be nice, or at least damaging some engines. Because with that, I might be able to get a better torpedo on here. Cause some more damage. No torpedo attacks until I say so. Should already be in range, right? 9.5 clicks. Yeah, we're there. Okay, you guys, this way. I think this formation might not want to torp them. Oh, see, that's exactly what I meant. Right there. Rostov just took a couple of hits, and it's adding up. Thankfully, she's giving out as good as she's taking damage, and might be able to... Yeah, we should be able to slow this thing down a bit. Okay, we're 7 clicks out. You guys are 6 clicks out. Right, lock onto the target, and torpedo when ready. Off you go. Fuck's sake, dude. All the torpedoes in the Kozarsky just got destroyed. Kagul did launch her torps. These torpedo launchers, these underwater torpedo launchers are so vulnerable. It's bizarre. Some of you have launched your torps. Ruski has not yet launched torps, which makes sense because they're short, fast-range torps. Short-range, fast torps. And yeah, we're getting one hit. A whole one hit. How many sonar points do you got? Sonar 1. Okay. Destroy the main gun on the Ruski. Look, it doesn't have a whole lot of main guns, so I'm impressed that you actually managed to get that done. Ruski, detach. Push in. Got a 0% chance to pen. Damn, the flooding on the Rostov really caught on. 38% buoyancy left. That is very, very awful. You. Oh, we got more torps in the water. Friendlies. Although... Oh! That's the original scout class. Aw. Okay. You can follow the battle cruiser so I don't lose track of you. You are... Oh, really? And those looked so good. And you can't fire because you're listing over. Oh boy. Things are about to get potentially very, very bad for the Rostov. Now, the Ostmark herself is not doing too hot either. She is surprisingly, despite 36% buoyancy, not yet listing. Oh, there she goes. Rostov did manage to get some hits in. That buoyancy to hold. Surprisingly, I still can't pen this thing. There, flooding. Here's the CLs coming in again. They're just really big, overpriced destroyers at this point. With the same price tag as the Ruski. Man, that's expensive. Okay, go torp it and smoke yourself up. Don't die, please. That's not part of what I meant. 555 million. It's twice the price tag that I have. Okay, we got some nice salvos in the water. Seeing as you're the only surviving division ship, I'm going to turn you around. I think we might be able to land a hit. My torpedoes don't suddenly decide to grow a brain and start changing direction. And I know they're not growing a brain, it's just that the torpedo, I don't know, gets a malfunction of some sort. Yeah, we might land one. And it's a dud. 8% buoyancy. My destroyer can't do much, except set a whole bunch of fires. They've lost about 30% of their crew soon. Many cramped bulkheads. So your buoyancy can be explained. Your crew is going to go away as well. You still cannot pen this? Ooh, a flash fire. That barely seemed to affect the ship. Like, oh, yeah, flash fire, whatever. Turret jump ship. Beyond that, damage is limited. Cool. There's still that heavy cruiser out there somewhere, but it's not really a target for me at the moment. I care much, much more about sinking this battle cruiser. We should be getting that done momentarily. There she goes. Enemy somewhere southwest. I don't think the Rostov is going to be able to catch that. Because those CAs do 30, 31 knots. We're not going to catch that. Unless it comes at me. The challenge with the Rostov, as her current situation is, she has to be pointing directly at the target. Otherwise, she cannot fire her guns. Fortunately, seeing as these cruisers are so thin-skinned, I only need to hit them once with a high explosive shot, and they might just roll over. See? There it is. That's a lot of damage. Unfortunately, as of yet, no torpedo launchers have been destroyed. So it's possible that this thing is suddenly going to go broadside and go surprise and hit you with a boatload of torpedoes. No pun intended. Come on, Rostov, this has to happen right about now. Nope, that was partials. Oh boy. Ruski, get out from behind that battlecruiser. Flooding. Oh, we got... Oh, no, never mind. We got plenty shells. The Shear has almost no shells left. Kill it. Not a kill. Oh, this is dangerous. And now I'm playing a very, very, very dangerous game here. The problem is I can't very well turn away because I won't be able to shoot her. At this point, we're going to ram each other. Unless it sinks like yesterday, but... Ah! There it goes. Come on, kill it. Flash fired. Damn. How's the Rostov? Oh, we actually won. Oof. Oh, I think the damage looked worse than it actually was, because flooding can always be fixed. Damn. That got dangerous. The game considers the damage to the Rostov medium. Yeah, it's going to take 4 months to fix her back up. Unfortunately, Kagul is down, the scout class, or the scout is down. We do have some light damage to the other light cruisers. To the light cruisers and light damage to the DD. Overall, I'd say it was a success, despite losing a couple of cruisers. Now, when it comes to replacing my heavy cruiser class, I'd like to, but I still don't have a better hull. So I'm very much waiting for a more modern hull for either heavy cruisers or light cruisers. Because my last light cruiser was the Novik, and that was awful. And I don't really have any better hulls since then. What I will be getting next month is better armor. Crypt 4. Supposedly you get that in 1915. Yeah, it's 1929. And I finally got that. As for additional cruisers, not much new under the sun. We're going to get the new semi-armored cruiser 5. Which, again, it's a research that you're supposed to be doing in 1915. So we are very far behind, as the game has been constantly happily telling me. Other than that, hopefully we'll be able to get some better battleship hulls out there eventually. And it looks like we might be in luck. Because the Modern Battleship 1 is what's coming up next. So let's prioritize that. It's going to be 2 months. We can get that new battleship with the new armor quality. And with that, maybe next episode, designing a new battleship. Hope you guys enjoyed the series so far. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you soon for the next.